please, please, please bring somebody in if you are not sure how to have the conversation, because we're not trying to be offensive.
Right.
We don't want to be offensive. And the reason that I gave the over exaggeration is because I've seen it happen. We had a pastor here in my city who calls himself my brother and decided he wanted to do a diversity something at his one of his meetings.
Diversity and equity.
Something like equity. That. And mind you, he is straight.
Oh.
Married. He does not hate, but you don't know this plight.
Right. It opens up a big
can of worms.
A big surface, because when you use equity and inclusion, that means everybody.
Everybody. But when you go to his church, there are no LGBT people in his pulpit.
Is that the same thing? Can we take it back to when what's his name that was over Kojic? G.E. Patterson. Remember, his wife could not be allowed in the pulpit at all. She couldn't even be allowed to preach back in the days with Kojic. So it's basically the same thing being treated all over again, and they still fighting for the rights. If I'm not mistaken, I have to get confirmation from Apostle Johnson because her mom is Kojic.
Okay.
They still fighting. I think they still fighting the rights for women to preach still or to speak, because back then they couldn't speak.
No women in the pulpit.
Yeah, so, I still think that they don't have women in the pulpit. They just happen to sit on the front row.
Yeah. And so my old pastor, when I started in church at 10, his wife, for me, was a much better preacher than he was. But she was not allowed to be in the pulpit. She had to speak from the floor, where they gave her a pulpit, gave her a podium and a microphone. And she would tear the church in pieces. Like, people be falling out while she preaching. And so now when we look at it, some of those same women that was marginalized, now they are marginalizing queer people.